Let's go.
Yeah, Star Wars. I love Star Wars, Barry.
How much do you love Star Wars, Mike?
I love Star Wars. I
Like
love
a
Star
lot.
Wars so much.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Although, actually, I've always been more of like a movie buff than any of the extended universe stuff.
Yeah, similarly. Same. Yeah, well, what the 4 movies that they've made. I remember the hype for episode 1.
I remember the hype for episode 1.
I bought episode 1, but I never bought episode 2 or 3. But anyway, what's this?
What's this? Well, this is sort of a mashup of our 2 favorite things because it's Star Wars and a card game.
Whoa!
And you like your card games.
These are funny looking cards, Mike.
Well, yeah. There's also those randomization cubes.
I've seen these in the movies. I've not seen these in the movies.
Haven't you seen those epic fight scenes in Star Wars where the 2 main characters get together and start going?
I've not, but this will be the epic finale that George Lucas was looking for in Attack of the Clones.
The epic battle.
So this is Star Wars Destiny, a new collectible card game with dice.
You said collectible,
I
and
did
I
say
felt
collectible.
a disturbance in the force.
It's from FFG, so you've seen us play a number of FFG games, fairly major publisher, but new to the world of collectible card games.
That's not true. Game of Thrones First Edition was collectible.
Not
For a while.
not in
The first half, and then the second, and then it became a living card game.
but that was before FFG had it, right?
Was it?
I believe so.
I thought they had it the whole time.
I don't think so.
Oh, history fail.
Yeah, if something can let us know in the comments.
Yeah, if you know about that, write in the comments.
Yeah, my understanding is FFG took it over and then made it a living card game where they still had the first few packs had rares still, so the one-offs. But I don't think it was ever a collectible card game under FFG's.
That's interesting because I thought they had it the entire time.
I could be wrong. I don't know. I wasn't playing the game at that point. I am no collectible things. You ever play the main collectible card game, Magic the Gathering?
I did. As a kid, I played it a lot. I never played it competitively, and I was never sort of any kind of like competitor. It was always sort of our own local meta, and we never went to tournaments or played in the store, but me and my friends, we all bought into it, and we had decks that would make. We were never familiar with like the sort of the pro tournament format, where there's like band cards and structures and stuff. We were just like, buy as many cards as you can get, and whatever you like, put it in a deck, and we'll play with that. Fortunately, we're all too poor to get anything too broken.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, money, eh?
Speaking of money,
Wow. So anyway, regardless, well, the pros and cons of the collectible card game model and its anti-consumer practices are neither here nor there at this point. We're going to play through a game of Star Wars Destiny. So we both went to pre-release at the weekend, managed to pick up a starter deck, each and a few boosters, of which we managed to put together a deck. It's not going to be
these are not going to be good
tier
decks.
1 decks.
If you want to see how actual sort of deck construction and stuff goes, there's loads of other videos on YouTube. We've got a couple of starter sets. We've got a handful of boosters. So the decks in this game are 30 cards, and you've also got these characters that you build the decks around. And these constructions are based entirely on what cards we got in the boosters and what characters we got in the boosters and that come in these starter sets.
Yeah. So it's worth noting that the starter sets themselves don't actually provide a tournament legal deck, which, again, who's in charge of that?
Yeah, I was actually shocked to discover that when I took the deck out and I found it was 20 cards and not 30, which is the tournament legal number. I was like, why is this so slim? Where are all the cards?
And not only that, the insert is actually really nice in the starter. You can hold up to like 15 dice, and then there's an inlay for the cards, but you can't have 30 cards in there.
Yeah.
It fits 20 cards as whatever.
So yeah, these
Disaster
boxes
aside.
would be really nice to carry your decks around in, but if you put 30 cards in there, you'll wind up with this bump on top.
Anyway, how does the game work?
Okay, let me tell you, Barry, it's Ultimate Showdown. Ultimate Showdown of all the best Star Wars characters in the galaxy.
Whoa, that's awesome.
We've got all of your favorite characters from Star Wars in this game because we got really lucky with our boosters. Yeah, we did. We've got all the favorites. We've got Rey and Finn, number 1 and number 2 favorite.
Yeah.
We've got Kylo, number 3 favorite. We've got General Veers, number 4 favorite. And then we've got First Order Stormtrooper, number 5 favorite. And Rebel Trooper, everyone's 6th favorite character.
He's got such a... Oh, man. That chin strap can stop laser blasts.
It's true.
Yeah, so we've built our decks around these characters. The first thing you maybe notice is there's different colours, blue, yellow and red. Each of these colours also corresponds to cards in the deck. And you can only have cards for which you have a matching character. So you have no yellow cards, you're a blue, red, red deck. And I've gone tricolour.
No yellow cards. Sad times.
Although some of your cards are upside down, pains me your shuffle.
What you'll also notice is that these colours actually sort of loosely correspond to the theme of the characters. So, for example, Rey and Kylo are blue because they're Force users, and Veers and the Stormtrooper and the Rebel Trooper they're all red because they're military characters. And finally, Finn is yellow, like Han Solo, because they're smugglers, scoundrels, and general rebel.
Yep.
Not rebels, rebellious types. I think you'll find that Jabba the Hutt and Jango Fett and all those kinds of characters are yellow as well.
FFG does a thing where they kind of pair their factions off. You've got Jedi, Sith, smugglers versus scum and villainy, and troopers versus navy, or rebels versus navy.
Although so far all we've got in this particular game is the hero and the villain faction.
I don't think there is a third faction per se.
Well, so there's a third sort of thematic faction, but in fact, in terms of deck building constraints, you're either building a hero deck or a villain deck.
Yeah. Or you could maybe have a pure neutral deck. Don't know.
There are also neutral cards. Neutral cards can be slotted into either a hero or a villain deck. You know, like
Anyway, this isn't helping people understand how I'm about to smash your face in. So
that's true.
On your turn, you're going to have a number of cards. Cards can be played from your hand for their cost in the top left. Again, you may recognise this from other FFG games. And then you play them for their ability on the card. So there's nothing too unusual there, apart from cards that look like this. Now, down the left-hand side, or potentially up the right-hand side, depending on the type of card it is, you'll see something that's got 6 slots. And whenever you play a card that has one of these, it means it comes with a corresponding dice. Once you have a dice, you're able to roll it. If it's a support, it can be rolled independently. If it's an upgrade like this, it goes in a character, and then whenever you activate a character, you roll the dice for the character and the upgrades that they have.
Right, so you've got character cards, you've got upgrade cards like the jetpack, you've got support cards like this First Order TIE Fighter that kind of sit in the background and do useful things to help you out. You've got event cards, which are sort of played like one-off, like sort of action cards or whatever.
Yep.
And they do a thing when they're played. Do you have any further cards?
That's them all, pretty much, yeah. I mean, events, supports, support vehicles.
So upgrades can be sort of in the form of abilities or weapons or
lightsabers,
armors or other stuff.
for example.
Yeah.
It can actually be sort of other characters almost as well there. The
yeah,
Scout.
although in this case the scout counts as an ability rather than...
Yes.
Whereas some support cards can be characters, like BB-8 for example is a support card. And BB-8's put down there and just sort of adds a die to your pool and helps you out.
Yes, like man himself.
So the way the game works is that we alternate taking actions.
Yes, and those actions are, you can play a card from your hand. You can choose to activate a character or support. That's a card with a dice on it. Excuse me.
It's a useful thing.
Yeah. After you've rolled a dice, that's passing. That is your action. Then your opponent gets a chance to respond. But when it comes back to your turn again, you can activate that dice for whatever the ability is. Now every dice is different. They've got different sides, which are shown on the cards, as well as often they have a special. Do you have anything with a special? BB-8 has a special. If you roll BB-8 special, he lets you re-roll. Not particularly exciting as far as it goes. A lightsaber, however, will do 2 damage to unblockable damage to a character, and that's kind of how you can win. If you manage to kill all your opponent's characters, or knock out, I'm sure, they won't
So-
die in the Star Wars universe, right?
Yeah, they get knocked out. They'll come back to fight another day. There is shields. You mentioned shields.
Yep, if you have shields, they go on your character and they take the first points of damage that you take.
Because characters have these hit points in the top right hand corner. And once, so the aim of the game is there's two ways to win. One is to wipe out the hit points on all of these characters, essentially defeating your opponent's whole team. The other way to win is by milling their entire deck. If they have no more cards in their deck and in their hand, then they lose the game.
Yep. So there's a few other actions that can be taken as we go, but you'll just have to see how that goes as we play, I guess.
Yeah.
So, first thing we need to do, roll for initiative. You're going to take all the dice that you brought along. Our characters have points, so we're up to 30 points
So,
here.
as part of our deck building strategy here, we've got... oh, that's a bad roll,
That's
Barry.
a bad roll.
That's 2 for Barry. And I've got 4. Brilliant.
So,
evil wins again. These are battlefields, and the battlefields are chosen as part of the deck building element of the game. I've got the Rebel War Room from Yavin. That seems very
Unthematic.
but it's,
maybe you've taken it over.
you know, like I said, we have a very very limited card pool for this video. We've also got the Starship Graveyard there, so that lets you resurrect upgrades in your discard pile. Is that a TIE Defender on there?
That is. Yep.
It is a TIE Defender. That's awesome. And this one lets you resolve one of your die when you take it. So I'm just going to assume that Barry chose his battlefield for a reason. Barry built both of these decks, although I have had a look through what's in here and inserted some of my own cards. So I'm going to just go ahead and pick the Rebel War Room. What that means is I get to have the battlefield, or I count as having the battlefield from the start of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't count as having claimed it, so I don't get its special ability. And Barry's battlefield is discarded from the game entirely.
Gone.
It's
Junk.
out.
You'll never see it again.
Until next time.
Yeah.
But Barry does get 2 shields to
shields.
sort of compensate him for this.
Yeah, because Mike's going to have initiative. He's going to get first action. So in order to give a little bit of durability to my characters, get 2 shields. Now, next thing, we drop our starting hand. You've got a hand size of
5 cards.
And then I'll keep you, but I'm going to bend all of you.
So you get 1 mulligan, and it's sort of a... Oh, Barry, do you see what you did incorrectly there?
What?
During the mulligan, when you choose which cards you're putting back, you actually shuffle them into the deck first, and then redraw.
Let's look at these rules. Is that a fact?
Yes, definitely, 100%.
There's nothing about mulligans in the rules. But you definitely can. Alright, fine, I'll shuffle them back in.
Look, I'm just going with the way I was taught.
Yeah, but we've already established that you were taught wrong.
That's true. I was taught incorrectly by a number of people.
That may or may not be true. I do not know. We'll head towards the forums to find out later. But it's not going to make too much of a difference for my first turn.
Absolutely. Well, it's yeah. Again, we're here to play for fun. I mean, really, the main objective of this video is to find out who is better, Kylo or Rey.
Don't feel like it's a fair test. I think this will give people an idea if they want to get involved. Now, as a collectible game, it can be very, very expensive.
That's true.
To have everything.
Oh, for God's sake, Barry! I put 1 card back and I drew the same exact one, and there's only 1 of these in the whole deck.
Well, that's what you get for shuffling them back in. I'm pretty sure you don't. Cool. So we start the game with 2 resources. So at the start of every turn, you're going to claim 2 resources, as well as draw back up to 5. Now these are our starting hands, so we're going to start with 5. But then Mike's going to start, and he's going to have an action. So he can play a card from his hand, whether that's attachment to a character, support an event, or he can choose to activate a character. And when you activate a character, you roll a dice.
And you exhaust the character.
Yeah.
It's not tapping, it's exhausting. It looks like this. Totally different to tapping.
Yeah, I believe tapping will become available again as a mechanism in just a few months. The trademark on it runs out.
Oh, really?
It doesn't matter.
This is my first thing. I'm going to give this Sith Holocron. And as, you know, I want to play thematically and I want to do this right, I'm going to give the Sith Holocron to General Veers.
We all know that was in his ATST.
Yeah. There we go.
Cool. I'm also going to play an attachment. I'm going to play Jedi Robes. I'm going to put it on Finn, because when I play it during the first turn, I get 2 shields. Now, the most shields you can have on a character is 3, so were I to put them on Rey, then I'd be wasting a shield.
You also get a die for that, don't you, Barry?
And I also get a die.
Right. So for my second thing, I'm going to go ahead and pay a resource here to give a promotion. Here it is, a promotion to my First Order Stormtrooper. He's now a First Lieutenant Order Stormtrooper.
That's one of the cards you just put in, and you get to draw a card after playing that.
That's true. It says after you play this upgrade, you may draw a card. So here we go.
Again, most of the rules are on the cards. Things that happen are on the cards. I'm going to activate Finn. So to activate Finn, I just exhaust them, and then roll these dice. So there's a blank and 1 damage, 1 ranged damage.
Damage
ranged
comes in
shooting range.
two types, doesn't it?
It does. Again, there's a handy cheat sheet here. So range damage, melee damage, focus lets you turn one of your dice to anything. Disrupt, force other people to lose resources. Shields, you've seen shields. Discard. Now, as we mentioned, is a secondary win condition. Having no cards in your hand or your deck, you lose. So being able to discard cards from other people's hands can be quite powerful. Ways of getting more money, and then most dice have a special.
Yep.
Nothing I've played have a special, but that's okay.
I'm going to go ahead and activate my First Order Stormtrooper here. But, yep, I was just going to say there that basically there's 2 sort of really key elements to this game. One is one is, so it's sort of, I say 2 key elements. It's dice control, really. It's about being able to, oh god. It's about being able to get the symbols you need and the resources you need. Oh.
Double blank.
Double
Not
blanks.
to worry, let's not worry just now.
So at any time, you can actually discard a card from your hand to reroll any number of your own die.
Yep.
That's.
I feel like that might have to happen this turn.
That's a thing that happens.
But again, giving up cards, you're getting closer to that secondary loss condition.
So I'm going to go ahead and activate Veers here as well.
Yep.
Blanks.
Blanks. Oh no. Those are some pretty good rolls.
Those are not terrible.
Alright, I'm going to activate the Trooper. I'm going to take the 2 from Veers on his face. So, Rebel Trooper has the ability Guardian. Before you activate this character, you may resolve an opponent's die showing damage against it. So Veers would roll 2 range damage. I've chosen to take it on this Rebel Trooper because he's probably going to die first in order to help protect my other characters. Well, better than nothing, right?
So when you resolve a die, you remove it from the die pool here and put it back on that character, and it can't be used again until you activate that character next turn. Or, I guess if you have some kind of special magical ability that works wonders for you. Right, I've got a bunch of options here. It's really pleasing. But actually, do you know what I really want to do? Because it's just amusing to me.
Don't do it.
I'm going to pay 1.
Yeah.
To play Disturbance in the Force.
Reroll them all?
I'm going to make you reroll your 2 symbols. And I'm going to reroll these 2. So I'm going to reroll these, and then I'm going to reroll these.
Yep.
Okay.
Better, closer, warmer.
Still not really what I wanted. And we've
yes!
got,
what a roll! You're
I've
2 kinds.
Improved your chances there.
So now I'm doing
what I shouldn't have done actually was reroll the modifier. You see, this one's actually a modification. So what it does is it doesn't. Was it that? Anyway, whatever. That's a modification.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
So it can't be spent on its own. It can only be used to modify another die. So this one goes together with that one to make 3. So if I'd rerolled this and say gotten that or the melee damage, this would be unusable in its current form.
On its own.
As it stands, what I've managed to do is get him loads of damage. So,
there we go. My first turn was looking terrible, but Mike's turned that around for me. What a guy.
Can I say, Barry, I just, I value your friendship. I want to give you nice things.
Well, I'm going to reroll these other 2 since we're here.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's a thing, I guess. Yes, I can't get much better than that, so sure.
Right, it's me now.
Yep.
Okay.
Show me your moves.
Well, I'm going to spend this one to take the Sith Holocron and put it on its special side.
Alright. I'm going to do... So, when resolving dice, you can resolve any number of the same symbol in your pool.
What I should have explained there really quickly when I did that, this is a focus symbol, and what it allows me to do is spend it to change one other dice to any side.
Yeah. which is what happened. Changing it to special. I'm going to spend both these dice to do 4 damage to Veers.
Oh no! It's going after Veers. Problematic for me.
So Veers isn't terribly strong. He's only got 9 hit points. Now he's down to 5, so it's almost half his damage in one go.
That's significant. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this Sith Holocron special here to take the Sith Holocron away.
Yep.
And I'm going to go ahead and put Immobilize on Veers.
Very nice. Now normally that's blue character only there, but Sith Holocron lets you ignore the restrictions.
It's true. He's learned the Immobilize power from his dark Sith
His buddy Kylo.
knowledge there. Yeah.
Sent him like a recording, like Snapchat in the future. That's how it works. Right, this dice would only let me change this dice, and there's nothing on this dice that I want more than that 1 damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to claim the battlefield. This effectively means I've got no more actions after I do this. But I do get to resolve the claim effect. So resolve one of your dice. If it has a resource cost, you don't have to pay it. So I'm going to resolve this melee damage against Veers. So more than half his damage on the first turn. And then
Pretty solid.
all I can do now is pass.
Very good. So I've still got a few things going on here because now I can put my Sith Holocron here on Kylo.
Yep, so you get
Because
a roll
as
out
you
of
can
it.
see, it's free. I've run out of resources, but it's free.
Stupid.
So it lets me bring out lots of nice things early days. So now that I've got that there, I'm actually going to activate Kylo. He hasn't been activated yet. I'm going to roll both of these die to see what happens.
Blank, blank, blank.
I've got 1 blank and the Sith Holocron special.
Well, do you have another thing to spend it on?
I
Is the
do
question.
indeed, actually, Barry. So I'm going to go
no.
ahead and bring the Sith Holocron back to my hand to put Mind Probe on Kylo
So that
Ren.
is 6 free resources you just got that turn.
That's pretty mega. That's pretty silly. Mind Probe allows me to go into Barry's characters' minds and deal damage to them directly. It's pretty sweet. And then what I can do, just for the sake of silliness, is actually put the Mind Probe back on Kylo again. And I can just keep taking actions now because Barry's already passed and claimed
nothing
the
else I can do. Now, even though you put this holocron on him, you can't roll the dice.
I can't roll either of these dice because I already activated the character exactly. So I've got this 1 card here. I can think about spending it to reroll Kylo's die. I think I will because I'm not in any hurry, and maybe I'll get something nice for next turn. Let's see.
Miss. Well,
1 resource.
Money.
I'll take it. So I can take that and have 1 resource here.
Yep.
That's good news. And then I'll take this back here to deal 2 damage to someone. Let's see here. I don't want to clear shields. Let's take the damage onto the Rebel Trooper. If you're going after my man, I'm going to go after your man.
Well, I think you'll hurt from losing Veers more than I'll hurt from a trooper.
That's true, but you can use him to mitigate damage anyway.
That's true. Right, so end of round, everybody readies up.
Yep, here we go.
We're going to have to draw back up to...
We get some more resources.
5 cards, and then we're going to get 2 monies, which is nice.
2, 3, 4, 5. And Barry gets to go first because he claimed the battlefield.
Yeah, so I've got initiative effectively. I'm going to put a jetpack onto Finn. Now jetpack also comes with a dice, which we've seen earlier. But it's got some strong modifiers for range damage, so Finn's in a pretty good position to take advantage of that if I roll them.
Right, so I am going to go straight in and activate General Veers for reasons known only to me and my dark mind. Woo!
Alright.
Okay, so Immobilize is a special ability which I'll explain when I use it.
Yeah.
But there's a reason I want to get that die on the table.
Ooh. So my special is remove a die showing melee damage and give attached character 1 shield. It's alright.
Okay, now let's have a look here. So, sorry, remove a die showing melee damage and give a character 1 shield. Right.
Give Finn 1 shield. So whoever the attachment is attached to, or the upgrade is attached to.
Well, maybe I'm going in too strong here on account, but I seem to have all these dice, and I'm feeling quite confident. So I'm going to go ahead and play dodge here for 2 resources, which is heavy.
Removing that?
Yeah, because I just don't want to take any more damage on General Veers.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 damage right out the gate, really hurt.
I'm going to activate Rey, get money,
Money, money, money.
Make money, money, make money, money, make.
We do need the money. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can screw up your plans by playing a probe. And a probe lets me look at 2 random cards from Barry's hand, and if they are events, I can take them away!
I feel like he's going to be rather disappointed by
Let's see if I can get some events here. Okay, I've got support and an upgrade. Those are not events. I'm sad. But at least now I know what he's got.
That's an event. Mine! So that was your action?
Yep.
I'm going to spend this. So this dice modifies that dice for an extra resource, effectively giving me 2 money, which is nice.
Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and activate Mr. Kylo Ren here and see what happens. Yeah, big handful of giant chunky dice! Woo!
Oh, no, mate.
Is this okay? Would you like me to reroll it?
That's fine, or do what you want.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just going to leave it like that, because...
So you rolled 2 specials there.
Which is pretty good, because those are the 2 I wanted the specials on, really.
Yep.
To be honest. So again, I've got 2 modifiers here. These dice are basically useless right now, because I don't have any of the black sides matching those symbols. So I need some black range damage and some black resources if I want to cash those in. And get a benefit.
Now, I'm going to have to try and survive here. So I'm going to use the Force, and that is how the Force works. Spot a blue character. Now, when you have to spot a character, it basically means you have to have one in play on your side. To turn a die to any side. Well, since this is a killer, I will, in fact, turn that to that side.
I'm upset.
Not what I wanted, but it'll do.
Right, well, I'm going to go ahead and activate my First Order Stormtrooper here.
Mm-hmm.
Roll up his dice as well. Is that what I want to do? Yep, 2 right now.
Oh, mate.
So this is quite good, because now I've got the range damage symbol here on the black side, so I can activate that with Veers here to do 4 damage.
It's pretty good. Be a shame if somebody took that 2 damage. So I use Guardian to resolve the actual non-modifier dice. Yeah, c'est la vie.
I hate that guy. I'm going to kill him.
Come on,
right,
bruh.
so
He's very nearly dead.
there's a bunch of dice here that do nothing for me.
Reroll.
So, yeah, let's go ahead and... I'll tell you what I'll do first, actually.
Yep.
No, yeah, let's go ahead and discard Occupation here. And I'm going to reroll this one, this one, this one, and this one as well.
Alright, see what you get.
Yep.
Don't know why I'm not looking.
Woo! Alright, let's have a look.
Yeah, it's
So
decent.
we got Veers thing there. We got the Holocron special, which is useless to me.
Oh yeah, I've only got 6 resources out of it. Watch it.
And that one is particularly good because it lets me discard cards straight out of Barry's hand. So I'm going to give him a difficult choice in a minute.
Yeah, it's 2 as well. I
hope there's not a really expensive card you want to keep in there.
No.
Oh.
I will... play Awakening. So I'm playing a support card, mostly because I didn't want to lose it.
That's fair enough. Alright, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to actually...
Claim the battlefield?
Clean the battlefield, yeah. Now I'm going to take this here immobilized die and I'm going to take that out of the game to remove your trooper die from the game. Because it seems to me that 1 shield is basically the same as 1 damage, which you can activate with your Awakening.
Yep, that is correct.
So, 1 is the same as the other. I feel like I've still got more plays on the table than Barry anyway, so we're not really
I'm gonna
competing
reroll.
for the battlefield. That makes sense?
Oh, mate.
Oh, this is bad news. This is bad news indeed.
Right.
Alright, well, there's not really a whole lot I can do about that, I'm afraid.
I'm not afraid.
No,
Sense
in
your
fact,
fear.
I'm looking at my shit here. There is actually nothing. I should not have done that. Alright, well, what I should have done was just discarded those damn two cards straight away. All right, well, let's go ahead and use Kylo Rey before you get rid of that
Which
one.
character?
Rebel Trooper.
Yep, dead. Rey staff, gone. So last 2 damage, character's moved, lose the dice.
Now, wait a minute, did you discard it?
Oh, no, I don't.
No, you don't. You get to keep that.
Yeah, but I'm going to discard it in a minute. So
Well, probably.
unless you reroll. But I'm going to use, so Awakening as a support. Exhaust the support to resolve one of your dice showing a modified side. So that's the plus symbol. As if it was not modified. Well, I will do that. 3 on Veers' face, please.
There we go. So Veers is down to just 1 hit point. It's sad times for General Veers. Indeed, although he's not exactly known for his longevity in the series.
Very true.
Right. So I'm then going to proc this Mind Probe die.
So I lose Rey staff.
Yes, get rid of Rey's staff.
Womp womp.
Rey's staff be gone. Okay. So now it's you.
I'll claim the battlefield just to stop you having it.
Yep, that
More than
makes
anything
sense.
else.
Alright, I'm going to use... Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Now, I see you've basically put everything on Finn, and none of those things have redeploy. Redeploy is a keyword you'll get on an upgrade card that allows you to basically move that piece of equipment to another character after that character dies. But because the Jedi robes and the jetpack don't have redeploy, if I kill Finn, they're just gone forever, which is tempting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Intimidate, which gets rid of all of his shields.
Shields. Lose 2.
So, shields down!
Yep.
Which I am a big fan of. So,
I don't get any actions. I've claimed the battlefield. I can only pass.
which means Barry's out for the round. Pass. You can pass without claiming the battlefield, which means you can actually not take an action, but later come back into the game if you want to take one after that. But once you've claimed the battlefield, you're out of the round and you can't do anything but pass. So I will then proc my range damage on Finn.
There we go. Done.
So 2 down on Finn, and my Sith Holocron basically only has 2 useful sides at this time.
Yep.
Sad.
So I find something else. Alright. Everything ready, so we get 2 money, or 2 resources, and then draw back up to 5. Now you have to draw back up to 5 if you can't choose not to.
Yep, because your deck and your hand kind of constitute sort of a hit points and a time cap on the game. As we said, one of the ways to win is to mill through all 30 cards of your opponent's... But Barry, if I have 2 of this... If you had 2 Awakening cards, could you play them both?
Yes, because it's not unique.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so the little diamond in front of people's names or things' names are signify whether or not it is unique. So I'm going to play a Scout on Finn as well, paying 1. Also comes with a dice. Shazam.
Very good. I'm going to go ahead and just roll Veers straight up. Because I think he's going to die in a minute, and I'd like to at least roll his die before... Oh, this is... Well, that's not too bad, actually.
Could be worse.
It could be much worse. There
Right,
goes
so I'm
Finn.
activating Finn. Oh, mate. What's
That
that
is
nonsense?
perfect for me, and that's perfect for me because Barry's got no damage there, which I am a super big fan of. So actually what I'm going to go and do straight away is just 2 damage to Finn.
Yep.
Like I said, I think Veers might not be long for this world, so I might as well make the
Yeah, but
most
I can't
use out of
really-
his dice before
I'm going to
gain a resource.
gain a resource.
Very good. Very good.
It's not ideal.
I'm going to pay 2 resources to equip this F11D rifle to my Stormtrooper because,
Yep.
let's face it, without his gun he's been fairly useless so far. There's another dice for him. Back to you.
Yep. Now, I'm going to...
Do you know who really likes upgrades, Barry? Ray.
I
Ray
know,
loves
yeah.
upgrades.
You're correct. I'm going to put Jedi robes on Rey. Cost me 2. It gets 1 shield, so it takes up to a maximum of 3. Get a dice. Then I'm going to trigger Rey. After you play an upgrade on this character, you may take 1 additional action. I'm going to make you lose your money
Boom.
before any nonsense goes down.
I am very upset. I wanted nonsense to go down.
Oh, I can only imagine.
So I'm going to go ahead and just activate Kylo Ren here. Okay, well...
More discards.
Yeah.
This mind probe is a problem.
I was extremely fortunate to get Mind Probe, which is a 4-cost upgrade out in the first turn.
Yep. Meat.
Alright, well, in the effort to sort of make Barry's life more difficult, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of his damage die there, which he can activate with Awakening, so...
There's no damage on any of the other ones is the problem.
Jedi robes are not known for doing big damage. Very good support die, though.
This is not ideal. It's gone very badly for me, very, very badly.
The first game was a lot closer.
Well, sure.
But I think, we all know that famous Star Wars quote where Dark Helmet says, "And evil will always win, because good is dumb."
I am going to Benny card to reroll.
That's...
What is this nonsense?
What is the special?
I look at your opponent's hand, discard the cheapest card. You choose in case of a tie.
Okay. I'm going to activate my Stormtrooper.
Alright, alright.
Veers remains hanging in there with 1 hit point. This is very good for me.
It's not going so well for me. I'm going to reroll.
I should have got rid of those cards. I don't know why I keep forgetting
That's
to use...
better. Oh, I meant to reroll that as well because I didn't want it, but don't worry about it.
You can do it.
Okay.
That's fine.
That doesn't help me.
I have no resources. Right. Get rid of your last card.
That's fine. I'm going to take my monies. My mind on my monies and my money on my mind.
Nice. Okay. Well, the Sith Holocron is currently useless to me. And will remain useless to me because I can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a useful thingy. In its current state. So let's have a look here. Does the Stormtrooper have anything better on him? No. No, that's pretty much the best thing you could get. What about the rifle? Okay, great. Let's just go ahead and... force an opponent to deal 2. No, that's not what I want. What I want is... boom, 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 boom. This bad
2
boy
plus
here.
2.
That makes 4.
I'm going to claim the battlefield to make you lose 2 resources, but you don't have any money, so...
I am a poor pauper. We spent all the money on big guns.
Yep.
So then I've just
I'm
got...
to get my face smashed in.
Yep, face smashed in. Let's get that... Get that kid. 4 damage to Finn.
4 damage. That's outrageous.
And then another damage to Finn.
5 damage. So
5
6
damage.
take 1 off. So Finn's also very nearly dead because this has not been going my way at all.
Because good is dumb.
Yeah. And that is the end of that round, right?
Actually, do you know what? I think this might be because I managed to play 2 very powerful upgrades with the Sith Holocron on turn 1. Sith Holocrons, kids.
Very good.
If you find one, read it. Learn all about the dark side. So we ready up these guys here? Okay. Did I want to get rid of any of these? Well, too late now. Let's just have one more card.
Ugh. Nothing. I will... I'll activate Finn. Maybe have a small chance of doing something before he dies. What does that do? Remove a dice showing melee damage and give attached character 1 shield. Decent. And then some money. A little bit of damage.
Alright, well, I can see Finn's got 1 range damage there, which could be the end of General Veers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 1 resource here to use Tactical Mastery. And what this means is if I spot a red character, I can take 2 actions. So I'm going to go ahead and spend my first action to activate Veers. And hopefully I'll get some damage and I can finish Finn off before he kills me. And I did. So my second action will be to deal 1 damage to Finn.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Finn dies. Basically the end of the game, but
It's now Rey versus the world.
Yep. I will play.
Bye bye, lovely dice.
Just gonna. Well, not a lot going on here. I'm gonna play Black Market.
Oh, what's that? I haven't seen that. Draw 2 cards.
If I get a special, draw 2 cards and play an upgrade from your hand, decreasing its cost by 1.
Oh, that's great. That's a support card.
Yep.
Did you have that in your deck before?
Yep.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, I think, because I just really like these giant chunky dice, and I think the way you win this game is by having the most dice and rolling them as much as possible. I'm going to pay 1 to give my Stormtrooper another promotion. So he's now First Lieutenant Sergeant Stormtrooper. And he gets another die.
I'll activate Black Market.
It's blank.
Blank.
Black Market is closed today. So I guess I'll activate my Stormtrooper and throw these 3 red military die and see if I can get some fun military powers. What have we got? We've got
Flussies everywhere.
all the damage modifiers and then a resource. So if only I could get some more damage, that would be grand.
BB-8.
BB-8s?
Yeah, play BB-8.
BB-8's in place. So I'm going to activate Kylo.
None of my cards come in here. None of the rolls go my way. Wasn't for luck, I'd never lose. Lose 2 resources, well lucky I spent those.
Yeah, that's true. And we've got the Sith Holocron Special, which remains completely worthless to me.
BB-8s. Losing the money. Yeah.
Alright, so this is not looking like a super exciting dice pool. In fact, it looks terrible. So I'm going to discard a Power of the Dark Side, which is a really useful support card.
That is a very good card.
That is quite sad, but what I need is some more stuff. So I'm going to keep the resource because I quite like that. I'm going to reroll that one. I'm going to reroll these 2. I'm going to reroll that one as well, but I'm just going to go ahead and roll them a little bit at a time. Okay, well...
Not much better.
Not much better, but...
Oh, if only you had money.
If only I had... Oh, I do have
You want
money.
to reroll that one? I know you're just going to remove it for a thing, but...
Yeah, might as well.
See what you get. Oh,
2 shields. That's
pretty strong.
Tempting to keep.
Cool beans. I will activate Rey, I guess, because not much else going on in my life.
So I'm going to go ahead and grab this resource now because there's a couple of things I want to do with it, but I just...
I'm going to make you lose a resource.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Don't... To pay
The dice
attention.
are there. They're right there.
To pay attention to the dice. Jesus. Alright, well, let's... Let's reroll some more dice.
Alright.
So I'm going to reroll this one. I'm going to reroll this one. Why am I re-rolling that dice? There's nothing... There's
+1 resource or set a thingy.
Yeah, they're still not really
1 and 3.
useful.
That's decent.
I'll re-roll... Do I have melee damage? I've got that, but I need...
A money.
Yeah, money. Mind Probe's got a handful of useful things. How many cards do you have in hand?
3.
3. Still not superb. Rey's got full shields. Full shields. Where's my TIE Fighter? Where's my TIE Fighter when I need it, Barry?
Oh yeah, because you're getting whooped here.
So let's re-roll all of these, actually. And just
Alright.
see what happens here.
There's the money.
Alright, there's money. That's good. Okay, well, that's not bad. That's a useful side. Useful side on the Holocron die.
Gotta reroll them all. Oops. Can set 2 dice faces.
Alright, well I can see that you've got a 1 damage there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually recover this promotion die here to give Veers a shield.
Yep. I'm going to use this to do that.
Alright, that gets rid of my resource. Why, Barry? Why?
Because it's funny.
Okay, well now that you've done that, I'm going to go ahead and reclaim this to give Veers 2 more shields.
Alright. And then I'll do 1 to the Stormtrooper.
Why do you hate him?
Yeah.
I'm going to recover this holocron to change the mind probe. Let's go ahead and
Decisions. Yeah, it's not looking. I'm not in a strong position here.
I'm going to go ahead and stick it on the discard cards side.
Yeah. I will pass.
Let's see what's going on here. The minute I claim that resource, you're going to be mean to me. I'm going to make you discard both your cards.
That's fine. I will pass.
Okay. I'm going to deal a damage to Rey.
I'll take that off the shield. I'll still pass.
I'm going to claim the battlefield and take my resource.
Alright, I'm going to make you lose a resource.
Damn it! This sucks. I should have taken that one. Wait, can I?
No, because you can't resolve it.
Right.
Right, end of round. 2 money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think there's anything in my deck that will save me. But you never know.
You do have at one with the Force, because so I met a guy at the store who had that, and it's incredible.
What does it do?
It's like at one with the Force, and it's a legendary card, and it's like gives you this die with no blank sides. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And then when you die, the upgrade becomes a support card that just gives you that die. It's awesome. And I was like,
wouldn't really help me in this case though.
oh, right, I claim the battlefield. I get to go first.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That never happens. I also get 2 resources. Haha! The resources! They are mine! Take them and I'll be mad!
We'll see.
We'll see. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and activate Veers first, just because I really like having that immobilized die on the table, because it sort of gives me this opportunity to control a critical die on Barry's side. That's a good
You
roll.
don't even remove a dice on my side, you turn it to a blank. I've been playing that wrong the whole time.
Holy crap, you're right.
Right, I'm going to roll this one. Now it's a blank already. What are you going to do about that?
I'm going to make it blanker. No.
Like from Street Fighter.
Alright, I think I'm going to activate Mr. Stormtrooper. See what symbols we get so we can make some informed decisions about what cards to play. Okay, we got some melee damage with no melee icon. We've got a blank face Stormtrooper and 1 resource.
Me?
Yes.
I'm going to ambush event. Now ambush lets you take an additional action after doing whatever you're doing. So it's going to give a shield there. No, it's a lie. That's going to let me reroll a dice, which is going to be this one probably. That's okay. And then my second action is going to be take cover, which gives me the shield, which is what I was thinking in my mind.
Right. So I am going to... Well, I'm just going to have a look at Kylo's dice out here as well.
Yep.
Get all those dice out there. See what my options look like. Woo! Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, so I was playing stuff from my hand.
All good stuff.
Cool.
Got some nice resources on the table here. 4 melee damage, which is pretty bad.
I'll activate BB-8. Shields for days.
So I did, let's look here. Let's go ahead and use my special mind probe.
3 damage.
That was stupid. Why did I do that?
Well, you have to get through the shields before you can do any damage, right?
Yes.
I will... Oh, do you have a card that just removes shields?
No.
Yeah, you should have done that first.
I'm resting on my laurels. I'm like, I killed Finn and everybody's sixth favorite character, Rebel Stormtrooper. And now I'm like, just chilling out, making poor decisions. Oh, why don't you claim those shields? And then, you know, see, that'll help.
Yup, that's what I will do, in fact. So, 2 shields on right. Try and survive an extra couple of turns.
I am going to... What am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and claim all these resources. Yay,
3
resources.
money.
So I get to do all of that at once because they're all the same sort of... They're all part of the same thing. Now I've got 5 resources. Think of all the great toys I can buy.
Rey. Oh, no, mate. What's going on?
Oh, God.
Don't have space for the roll. I need more space. That'll help. That's science, right? The more space you have, higher numbers you roll. I think your dice are weighted. So that's something you got to watch out for in this.
Weighted die.
Yeah. Your opponent shaving off some sides.
So I'm going to go ahead and pay 2 to bring out Power of the Dark Side, which is a support.
Power.
And it gives me an action. I can exhaust it to reroll 1 die, which is nice. And if I roll a blank on that die, I actually get to deal 2 damage, which is pretty sick. It's so bad.
Yeah. Ben.
Dark. Bin
Gotta
that
roll them
one.
all.
You roll them all.
Mate.
So, I'm going to go ahead and what am I going to do? I've got a plan here. Right, yes, I'm going to use Intimidate to get rid of Rey's shields. That was the card I should have used earlier and didn't think to because I'd become complacent.
I'll spend this. I'll put BB-8 on.
The one that re-rolls things?
Oh, shields. Taking money.
Money.
Maybe there's like a power card in here that can save me.
Taking money. Okay, I'm going to use Power of the Dark Side to re-roll Mr. Stormtrooper.
Yep.
It's blank.
Just drop that. Just put it down.
He's got 2 blank sides because he's a Stormtrooper and it's blank. So
2 on Veers.
2 on Veers.
Using Awakening.
Oh yeah, that was a good shout. I didn't think about that. Complacency. Curse you, complacency. Right. So. Dum. I'd like to put a shield back on Veers, but I'd also like to just blank out your BB-8 die.
I can't do anything else.
Well, I don't know. You've got a card in hand. I don't know what that could be. It could be anything. It could be nonsense.
Could be anything.
But I don't think there's any direct damage cards. There surely are, but I don't think we have any of them.
I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, there must be cards you can play from hand to deal damage directly, but...
there are a couple of trixier cards, but there's not much that just do damage to somebody. It's normally do damage to yourself to hurt somebody, let the other person choose how to design damage, those kind of things.
So I'm going to go ahead and get a shield on Veers.
I'm going to claim the battlefield here. And, use that to get my money off BB-8.
I'm going to pay 1 resource to deal 4 damage to Rey.
I'm going to take that 4 damage and ponder how long I can last next turn.
I'm going to play take cover to put another shield on Veers. Okay, I'm done.
Alright, everybody, get up singing. So everybody refreshes, 2 money, draw back up to 5. And then you can discard any cards you don't want, but...
Yep, so when you're drawing, if you have any cards in hand that you don't want and you want to draw new cards, you can just, in fact, bin them.
Right, and I get to go first, so I'm going to put a lightsaber on Rey. And then I'm going to activate a black market.
So he gets to take... That die has been blank this entire game.
Blank market.
Oh, God, you got
read it wrong.
Yeah.
This game's stupid. Don't buy this game.
So, table flip, I'm out. Yep, Rey, he gets to take another action there because Rey's special ability is whenever you put an upgrade card on her, she gives you a free action. Which is pretty good. Pretty good, so she kind of wants to be with upgrades. To be upgraded. Right, I'm going to go ahead and pay 3. Now, I've got 2 fun toys here. I can't decide which one I want.
Okay.
But I think for the sake of the show, let's go ahead and bring out Mr. TIE Fighter.
Yeah.
Because, you haven't seen him yet. The other one's a card you've seen before, so...
BB-8. Yeah, I get to reroll them both.
No, I want to get rid of that. I want to be a complete jerk. I'm going to activate Veers.
Yep.
Once again. So I've got 2 shields and a blank Veers. Oh, Veers.
I'm going to activate BB-8. Now, BB-8, ordinarily when you spend a dice to do something, it goes away, but his special is reroll this die and one of your other die from your pool.
Keep them both.
Yep.
Very good.
Oh, special. Draw 2 cards, you may play an upgrade from your hand, decreasing its cost by 1. Well, that'd been handy before I put
before you did the
lightsaber.
lightsaber. You never know, you might get a fun toy. I'm gonna activate Kylo.
Alright. Blanks.
No blanks, all of lovely stuff. Hey, why don't you go draw 2 cards with your black market, and then I'll use Mind Pro.
That's pretty much game over. I will... It's very good. Alright, I will. Watch me. Draw 2 cards. You may play an upgrade, reducing the cost. That's Force Protection on Rey.
Whoa! What does that do, Barry?
Blue character only. Unfortunately, too little, too late. But I'm going to trigger Rey's ability after you play an upgrade on this character, take an additional action. I'm going to put a shield on Rey.
See what's going on here. So you just played 2 cards, which puts you back on 4, which means Rey's got 5 hit points.
Yeah.
So now I can't kill her with Mind Probe.
Well, not yet, anyway. But
Not quite yet.
Hashtag soon.
Hashtag soon. What I will do is deal 4 damage to Rey with Mind Probe before you play any more cards.
Yeah.
What's the special on Force Protection there?
Give 3 shields to your characters, distributed as you wish.
Oh, that's great.
Well, I'm going to have to activate Rey now anyway. And hope to find a couple of shields. There's one. Yes.
And you got the special.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to go ahead and do here is activate Mr. First Order TIE Fighter.
Yep.
It's blank.
I don't understand how Mike's beating me because he's terrible at this game. Why wouldn't you get rid of that? Or turn it to a blank side?
You'll find out in a minute.
Alright, well I'm going to activate this to give Rey 3 shields.
Okay, I'm going to activate my holocron to put this on the special side.
I see.
I don't know. Yeah, I could have done it your way. Both both approaches have kind of the same end. This actually was more expensive, so your move was probably more optimal. But this way, I get to keep immobilized in case I need it.
Yep.
I don't think I need it.
I'm gonna BB-8 it up.
Yep.
Oh no, mate.
Oh, BB-8 not coming through for you, man. You've got
none of my dice are coming through.
I'm gonna activate the special of the First Order TIE Fighter, which removes all of Barry shields.
Gotcha. I'm going to bin a card to reroll these. What's going on?
BB-8's manically rerolling everything. Like, come on, Barry, we can do it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and activate Mr. First Order Stormtrooper here. I mean, sorry, First Lieutenant Sergeant Stormtrooper. What have we got? Oh, we got some nice range damage, melee damage-ish. We've got a useless rifle and a choosy thing.
So you can do 2, and there's nothing I could do to stop you. Reroll this die, one of your die can't reroll yours. You've got something that sets the damage anyway. I can't kill the Stormtrooper. That's it. GG. The game is over.
Are you suggesting that this Stormtrooper has just killed Rey?
Yeah, that could happen in real life.
That happens in the movie. I saw the movie. Rey gets killed by the Stormtrooper.
Whoa, hashtag spoilers. That's it, yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah, nothing I can do. Well played.
I feel like your dice won that for me.
Played at least. And that's it. So that's the game. That wasn't a representative game if everybody's playing with equal luck.
Well, so this is part of the sort of. I mean, well, that was a sort of a game that kind of snowballed in my favor because I got so lucky with the upgrades early on. You see, I think a big part.
Special.
Yeah, having dice and obviously a lot of the power and sort of. So a lot of the power and support comes from the dice. You know, your damage comes out of the dice, your resources come out of the dice, and all that kind of stuff. So having a lot of dice is really, really potent.
Yeah, ordinarily the game sort of curves upwards. You get an attachment down or a new dice most turns, but you were on 2, 3. You had like 4 extra dice rolls turn 1.
I brought out
Or
6 points worth of upgrades for free on turn 1.
yeah, and then you had 5. You had your 3 starting dice and then 3 attachments. Because you had the holocron again plus your 2.
So yeah, I had the holocron. And then I got out immobilize and mind probe with that. But I also had the promotion.
Yeah,
I think
the cheaper attachments just to
get some more dice out there because the thing about
shuffled your heroes into your deck.
Yes, I have. So one of the things obviously is that you spend an action to roll all your dice for the character. The more dice you have, the better the economy because rolling 1 dice costs the same as rolling 3 or 4.
Yeah,
which is sort of how the power of the game snowballs. You notice the first sort of half of the game is us setting up characters and giving out upgrades and all that kind of stuff, and then as we get these big pools of dice built up on each of the characters, we we get to throw handfuls of dice, and the game sort of escalates in speed.
Yep. Still, very enjoyable game. It's fun, certainly casually, if that's how you want to get into it. Now, at the competitive levels, we don't know yet. I mean, the game's not out. The game doesn't come out until beginning of December.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine it'll be quite well played. I'm not sure what's going to happen in stores, like what organised play is going to look like. There will be kits,
I know that
guess,
I've already seen some Destiny Fridays. I don't know what that could be competing with, but the idea is
do other
to
games happen on Fridays? I don't
know. I'm never down at the game store on Friday. For some reason, I can't get in.
There's no popular games that's played on a Friday night.
I don't think so.
No, people are
Pub
all
games,
out.
pub games maybe. But the first sort of pass of this is called the Awakening set.
Yep.
Contains 174 cards.
Handy checklist.
Yep. Comes with it, and it lets you know what's rare and what's legendary and all of that. As far as I can tell, the booster boxes have about... I don't know how many boosters.
There's 36 boosters in the box.
36 boosters in the box. And on average, you're supposed to get 2 legendaries in the booster box.
No, I don't think so. I think it's 1 in 6. So you're supposed to get 6 legendaries in a box. The reason for this is that legendaries tend to be characters. And characters can require 2 dice, right? So in terms of rare chasing, now on the costs on any card, you see the first one, that's for their first dice. If you want to purchase a second dice, you can do so at a much reduced cost. So Veers, for example, costs 11 for his first dice, but 14 for his second dice.
Right, yeah. So we didn't really explain that because we just had 3 single die characters here. And that's, I think, part of, because we had decks made up of 3 characters, and they were all sort of reasonable, or we had at least a couple reasonably powerful characters.
Yeah.
But you can see here Mr. First Order Stormtrooper, he's actually a budget hero. He's only 7 points, and he actually doesn't have the option of taking a second die. However, if I'd put him with Kylo Ren and paid 13 points for Kylo, I could have had 2 dice on Kylo Ren. However, I would have then been unable to take Veers, because as we said, you could only have 30 points of characters, and that would take me to 20. So Veers would put me up on 31.
Yeah.
I could have both of these two with 2 dice instead of 1, 2 each, but then that would be 27, and I'd have 3 points left. And
you'd only have 20 hit points at that stage. So there's pros and cons to how you build your deck and how many dice you take for each.
As we said, as we showed, I think, in that game, having a lot of dice out early on can be very powerful. But, on the other hand, like you said, reduced cost.
Yeah, and it's how the dice work together as well. Veers, having 2 dice, you can get a shoot and the modifier. Whereas Kylo, for example, all his dice work independently of the others. But having 2 for his special is very powerful.
Yeah, because that's not limited, so you could use his special twice.
Yeah.
The other thing is that you can have, I don't know if we mentioned this, but you can have a maximum of 3 upgrades per character. So if you've only got 2 characters, that's fewer upgrades you can have on the table at any time.
Although it's very rare when you've got all 3 fully kitted out.
Well, that's true.
You got close.
I got close, but I had that useless holocron at the end of it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you can always upgrade your upgrades. We didn't talk about that, but you can replace an upgrade.
Yo dog, I had you like upgrades.
So we upgraded your upgrade into a better upgrade. What you can do is you can take one of the upgrades that's on a character already and replace it with a more expensive one, only paying the difference.
Yeah.
And that is discarded.
You can replace it with a cheaper one if you wanted, but you don't get the money back.
Yeah, so that would be a bit silly, unless you really wanted the cheaper one. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to re-rack up for another game. Barry's going to try this evil deck, and I'm going to try a Rey Luke Skywalker thing that I've got.
And we'll see how that one goes.